Which 14? True. I'll tell the Sandlong story real quick for those of you that might not be in the loop. So at Nats 2015, Cubicle ran a Guanlong challenge. And the Guanlong at the time was the budget cube to go too. It was like $4 or something stupid, and it was half decent. It was great for getting started. Like as a first cube, you learn how to solve on it, right? So what the Cubicle did is they said, hey, we're going to take the top 16 from round 1 of 3x3, and we're going to put them up against each other. Each one of them gets a Guanlong out of the box, unopened. And then, here's some lube. Here's some lube, here's some screwdrivers. Do whatever you want, because you're going to compete head-to-head with the cube that you end up building. And there were some people who did some pretty interesting things. They fully set it up. Oh, and they had 15 minutes. 15 minutes to set up the cube from scratch. And some people took it seriously. Some people spent the whole 15 minutes trying to perfect this $4 cube. And I will say some of them were pretty good. There were some pretty good solves. But, on the other hand, some people who didn't want to win, some people who didn't care, just wanted to mess around. Hey, it's a great time just to mess around. There's no prize money, there's no competition, it's just for fun. For fun, for bragging rights. Mitch Lane was one of those people. Mitch Lane said, how can I mess this cube up as bad as I can? To make it as funny as possible to go up against. Because the other gimmick was that if you beat someone in a head-to-head match, you would get their cube. And then in the next round, the next head-to-head, you had to solve not only your cube, but theirs. Meaning the next round is 2 cubes versus the other person's 2 cubes. And then so on. Then it's 4 cubes, then 8. The final round was 8 cubes. One person had to solve 8 cubes before the other person solved 8 cubes. So Mitch sabotaged the whole competition by building the worst cube that he possibly could. And here's what he ended up doing. He ended up running outside to the little beach, picked up some sand that he found on the beach, and put it in his Guanlong. And of course, he gets knocked out pretty quickly. As expected, if you put sand in your cube. So then the next person had to use his cube. Excuse me. The next person had to use the Sandlong, as it was dubbed. And so on and so forth. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Alright, I'll tell the story, then I'll find that. So the next person had to use the Sandlong. And at the end, the winner has all 16 cubes. And he gets to choose what to do with them. Now, there's a couple options. There's a couple things you can do. You can take him. You can take him home, and you have 16 different trophies for a little event that you had won. Or you could give them away. And I cannot remember for the life of me who won. I want to say it was Lucas Eder, but I can't be sure about that. Whoever won decided to give them all away. And I really wanted the Sandlong. I thought it'd be funny. Mitch lives in my area. You know, maybe I can mess with him. But I didn't get it. I couldn't. It was out of reach. Someone else had gotten it. I had no chance. Now I was bummed. But I wasn't ready to walk home empty-handed. I wasn't ready to step out of that venue with no sand Guanlong in my hand. So I went and looked. I started looking. I said, who got the Sandlong? Who has the cube that I want? And I found him. And I found him and I told him. I says to him, how much do you want? And I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember paying him $20. And I paid the $20 and I got the Sandlong. And I brought it home. And here it sat on this very desk for about a year. I looked at it. I reminisced over the competition, which, by the way, was probably my favorite competition ever. And one day I had an idea. I was getting ready for a competition. Nub Open. The second one. I believe it was 2016. And I said, look, Mitch is going to the competition. what if we give him the cube back? But I don't want to just hand it to him. That's boring. Like, okay, it's kind of cool, but it is boring. So, me and the organizers, we thought, okay, how are we going to mess with him? And we said, what if we, when he goes up for an official solve, instead of giving him his cube, we give him the Sandlong. Not only that, what if we give it to him with the famous 6.25 scramble? And that's exactly what we did. He had no idea, and I told him, I says to him, I walk up with my GoPro and I go, hey, I'm filming a video about this competition. Can I film your solve for a B-roll? He says, yeah, no problem. No problem whatsoever. And what happens next? He receives a cube under the cube cover. He picks it up. That's not his cube. That's a Guanlong. I remember this scramble. This is the 625 scramble. And so he did the 625 scramble. And there is a video of it somewhere. It's on some hard drive that I have. I'd have to look for it.
Okay, this is not my cube, but this is the Guanlong cube.
Davian. Wow! Get it together, Ellie. The room Sandstorm is supposed to be playing right now. Did the scramble look familiar?
But that's the Sandlong Story. That's one of the many reasons Nats 2015 was my favorite comp.